Hello, I'm Brian Tatler from Diamond Head, and you're watching Metalheadz.
This is Pete from Metalheadz, and I'm hanging out with Brian from Diamond Head at Hard Rock Hell. How's it going, man?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
You've literally pretty much just come off stage. How was the show for you?
Yeah, really good. It was a good crowd. Nice to play to a big crowd as usual, and they seem to, know the songs and sing along. So we were pleased. It went really well. I mean, we only had a 50-minute slot, so we've been doing the album Light into the Nations on a lot of these dates. The whole album in its entirety, because it's the 30th anniversary. But we weren't able to do it tonight, so we just did a normal kind of Diamond Head set where you finish with Am I Evil and everybody's happy. But it seemed to go really well, and hopefully get some good press from it, or some reviews or whatever.
One thing I noticed with bands like yourself and obviously Saxon, who are also playing this weekend, is that you're getting a lot younger fans as well, like a mix. Are you finding younger people turning up to your shows?
Absolutely. I mean, we played in Birmingham last night, and there was a lot of young people at the front, and I always think it's great because they're going for it, they're going mad, they're rocking out to it. It gives us a bit more energy sometimes if the crowd are moving and jumping around. Because, you keep giving to some audiences, and if they don't give anything back, it can become really tiring. So the more they give, the more you want to give back. And it's young kids have got the energy, haven't they? So it is great to make young kid fans who've never seen the band before, even though we've been going for years. They've never actually caught us before, and it's great. We enjoy it.
Not many people will know that you actually did a recording session at the War Recording Studio in Wrexham, which is where I went to university.
The acoustic thing.
I was wondering, what was it like for you doing an acoustic session?
Yeah, that was about 2000, wasn't it? 2001. It was okay. It was just something we wanted to do at the time, really. We only ended up doing about 10 shows, and I missed, to be honest, the power of the band. I missed the electric guitar from start, and the amplifiers, and the drums. But at the time, it felt like a way of easing back into live work, and I think that, the singer wanted to do it because you get a chance to show your voice off quite a bit if you're not having to strain over a band. So
it's very different to what Diamond Head sound is, those acoustic sessions.
Yes, it is very different. It wasn't the favourite thing I've ever done. I wouldn't say it was what I really like doing. It just felt like somewhere to take the songs and some way of inventing the songs, and it was fine, at first, but I think we probably run out of steam, and I was glad when I could strap the Les Paul back on, really, and hit a power chord. Sustain, it's hard to play lead guitar on an acoustic guitar.
In 1981, Lars Ulrich came over from into the UK for about a month. Came over purely for inspiration.
I think it was more than that.
Just to come and see you guys and live with you for about a month. I'm wondering if you can sort of give me an insight into what Lars was like in those early days, but as well what the scene was like.
Well, Lars to me was just a fan, really. I didn't know he was, he could play the drums or anything. He was purely a fan from Denmark who lived in, I think, Los Angeles, and he'd gone to the trouble of buy the first Diamond Head album, and liked it, and came over to see the band at Woolwich Odeon in London, and introduced himself backstage, and he was just enthusiastic. He was full of praise for the band, and we just took to him and thought he was a nice guy, and somebody had made a big effort to come over and see us. So I asked if he wanted to stay with me, and he slept on the floor in my bedroom, in a sleeping bag and stuff. And then he slept at Sean's house, the singer's house, for about a month. just sleeping on the couch. But he stayed in England for a few months, and he knew he was something to do with the Motorhead fan club in America, and so he wanted to meet up with Lemmy and just pretty much browse the record shops and pick up as much of the new wave British heavy metal catalogue as he could at the time. So he went to the distributors in the Midlands called Pinnacle Records, and he went through everything they'd got, and he bought, I remember he bought about like 50 albums back with him, and we were playing them in my bedroom, and he was going, oh, that's good, I like that, and I don't like this, and I like that, and we were kind of trying to find all the best stuff from this big stack of records he'd bought. So he was just a real, uber fan of all things new wave of British heavy metal, and he really liked Diamond Head, but he liked the whole thing, I think, and he was trying to find all the gems amongst everybody's releases. And of course, when he went back to the States, he put together Metallica, but nobody knew it was going to be the biggest. Nobody knew, not a clue, So it's been an amazing ride, that has, and it's been great for me to see that happen from a kid who came to stay at my house to turn into Lars Ulrich, as we all know, the big guy from Metallica. I've never seen that happen before, for a guy go from A to B in such a spectacular fashion. Usually you might have a band, you might do a few gigs, you might make a record, but you don't become this stratospheric phenomena.
Perhaps the biggest heavy metal band of all time.
Definitely the biggest heavy metal band of all time. That's just been an incredible journey. I'm nice to be part of it.
Have you seen the Big Four performance of Am I Evil?
I have, yeah.
What did you make of that?
Great. Fantastic choice of song, Arthur. Of course, they could have picked anything from the heavy metal canon. Yeah. And to pick a Diamond Head song is just great. Great for me.
Yeah. Is there ever a time when you think maybe that should have been Diamond Head?
No, because I appreciate the work. I watched Metallica in '86 on the Master of Puppets tour, and there was a lot of work going on. And that tour, that tour then in '86 was like 7 or 8, 9 months long. And Diamond Head, yes, we'd toured, but we'd never toured to that extent, where you go all over the world. You spend like 6 months in America and 3 months in Europe and stuff. We just didn't seem to have the structure behind us, the management and the label and the people prepared to back the band that Metallica had. And we sort of almost didn't, Metallica seemed to cling on to this idea of it's metal and this is what we're going to do, and you're going to have metal whether you want it or not. And, Diamond Head didn't go out with this great cause, really. We just wanted to, we were playing our own songs. We played Diamond Head songs. And we weren't the champions of metal in a way that they were, and they kind of became this thing, and everybody just gets into the madness and the craziness of a metal show, and they're just fantastic at it, and they've got better and better every time I've seen them. I must have seen them 20 odd times, and I just think they've improved every single time. And
do you still have sort of relations and contacts with Lars and Metallica?
Every time they come to the UK, I think Lars thinks, oh, England, Brian, I must ring Brian and see if he wants to come to the gig. So you get some call in the afternoon, we're doing this little gig in Nebworth, you want to come down? I'm just on the plane at Heathrow, And you go, yeah, okay. And he sorts out passes, and God bless him, he hasn't forgotten. I used to know this guy, but no, he's not at all. He's a very thoughtful guy, and he always makes sure. He'll ask, are you all right? Have you got everything you need? Do you want a drink? You want something to eat? Have you got your pass? And him like going, yeah, fine, thanks. I was just grateful to be here. He's a nice guy.
So the last album Diamond Head released was What's in Your Head. Do you feel that album was well received, and have you been working on other new material since?
Yeah, it was well received. I think it was better than the previous album, and the production was better. I mean, it's strange it didn't cost that much to make, because we've got our own gear. We've got like a Pro Tools rig, and we could record it ourselves pretty much now, as bands are tending to do. If you've got somebody in the band who can work Pro Tools, then you can do it yourself, really cheap and really good quality. So I was pleased with the finished product. Obviously, it'd been nice if a bigger label would have picked up on it, like SPV or Metal Blade or something, Roadrunner, but none of them wanted it. So it is what it is. It sells in its quantities. It sells to the Diamond Head fans. We don't really make that many new fans, but that's the way it is. We're working on new material, but I'm not desperate to conquer the world. I think I've tried. I've been there, done that.
When you write new material, do you still draw on the same influences that you did for your early albums? Your Deep Purples and your Led Zeppelins that you did with the early records?
I mean, that's still part of me. I think it's ingrained in my playing and my taste. But I do try and listen to new stuff, and I do like a lot of new bands. But I wouldn't just follow the leader, follow the trends. There's no point in me doing detuned and get a singer in who can do the Cookie Monster vocals and all that. It'd be no good trying to pretend we're like 19, 20 and everything's super dark and angry, because
you're more of a fun heavy metal band these days.
Well, I don't have fun.
Well, I had fun tonight watching you play.
We enjoy it, yeah. I suppose we can smile from time to time rather than scowl and shit.
So 2011 is literally just around the corner. What are the plans for Diamond Head next year?
Just keeping it together, really. We've got hopefully some more dates coming in. We want to get the 2 albums we've done in What's in Your Head and All Will Be Revealed, get them released in America, and just see what comes in, really, and maybe do some new material. We've got a few ideas kicking around. Just keep the band going as long as we can, really. We enjoy playing, and when a tour comes in or we get offered dates, we go out of our way to try and make it happen. Yes. And that's what we seem to do, and it works for us.
Well, I'm going to wish you luck for next year, and thank you for doing this interview with me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Cheers.